which came from the Supreme Court today, delivering a big setback to West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. It has also stepped in on the Enforcement Directorate's plea over the alleged obstruction of the ED raid against I-PAC. I-PAC is the polling agency or the election agency that's managing the TMC's election campaign in Bengal. The court also put a stay on the FIRs that were filed by the Bengal police against Enforcement Directorate officials. It's also ordered for the preservation of CCTV footage from the day, which is the 8th of January, when the raids were happening. The court wants to peruse that entire CCTV footage. It has asked the police to preserve that CCTV footage to know exactly what is the sequence of events, who barged in, who walked out with the files, what exactly was being probed by the ED, were they taking away, as the TMC alleges, poll-related data, etc., etc. The court has also issued notices and directed that a counter be filed within 3 days. But clearly, this is a setback to the Bengal government, to Mamata Banerjee and to the Bengal police, that there is now a stay in at least 4 of the FIRs that the Bengal police had filed against the ED officials and against ED action in these ongoing raids against I-PAC. So after hearing the counsel for both sides today, the court observed that the current plea raises a serious issue concerning investigations by the ED and other central agencies and alleged interference and obstruction of that probe by the state authorities. The agency, the ED, alleged that Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee was committing theft in the presence of an abetting top police officer. Mamata Banerjee's counsel, on the other hand, argued that the agency had already moved the Calcutta High Court on the same matter. The ED claimed that a fair investigation is impossible as the allegations involve the Chief Minister and the DGP. But the Chief Minister's counsel argued that the ED cannot pursue a parallel proceeding. It said, and I quote, "The ED cannot ride 2 horses at the same time." The Enforcement Directorate also pointed out that despite the gravity of charges, no FIR has been registered against the Chief Minister or the DGP, to which the State Government's counsel highlighted that the Calcutta High Court itself had questioned the need for the ED to re-litigate on this same issue.
जंगल राज कैसा होता है? जंगल राज बिल्कुल ममता राज जैसा होता है। ये कानूनी जोर का तमाचा है उस मुख्यमंत्री को जो समझती है वो संविधान से ऊपर है। सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने, किसी और ने नहीं, सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने उन सभी FIR पे रोक लगा दी है।
ये भाजपा वालों ईडी को मिसयूज करके वो लूटना चाहते थे हमारा सुप्रीमो ममता बनर्जी एज चेयरपर्सन ऑफ ऑल इंडिया तृणमूल कांग्रेस. She had tried her best to protect her party's database. तो ये हमारा एकदम क्लियर स्टैंड है और अभी ईडी इसको डिस्टॉर्ट करके वो कोर्ट में गया है. तो कोर्ट प्रोसीडिंग के ऊपर आज इस वक्त कोई कमेंट, हम लोग पॉलिटिकल कमेंट नहीं करेंगे.
I want to go for a straight face-off on this. Nalin Kohli is national spokesperson of the BJP. Tausifur Rahman is spokesperson of the TMC. Nalin Kohli, the TMC says this matter is hardly over. All that the court has done is to stay the FIRs by the Bengal police on action against the ED. The court has not weighed in or opined on the veracity of the matter that is being pursued by the ED. So the TMC's contention is that this is no body blow or setback to them, that the matter will continue.
How is it not a body blow? An action proposed by the Bengal government has been stayed. Law and order or the police comes under the state government. The Honorable Supreme Court has basically told the state government that your act of filing an FIR and the police who's filed the FIR have been prevented from proceeding any further. It's the most important thing that could happen at the first instance in a matter or a proceeding. When a stay is there, certainly the matter is to be argued in more detail. Certainly there will be a judgment. But the very fact that a notice is issued by the Supreme Court and a stay is put into effect is good enough to say that that a stay means that prima facie the court felt there was credence and it was a credible argument put forth by the Solicitor General, the Additional Solicitor General, on the case that the Union or the ED brought. Number 2,
but Nalin
if
Kohli,
there is a prima facie case, there is a balance of convenience.
It has not passed any strictures or orders against Mamata Banerjee. It has not asked for the files that she reportedly took away to be returned back to the Enforcement Directorate. It has not opined in any way, form or fashion that she's obstructing an ongoing investigation.
This argument is as incredulous or surprising as an argument would be that on the first day when a trial begins in a murder case, you expect that the court has not passed an order of hanging the accused. How can you have the end result on the first day? So I think on the first day what's happened is a tight slap, to put it bluntly, in legal terms, on the West Bengal government's action of starting an FIR, because that's been stayed. Nothing more could have been achieved on the first day, and what the maximum could have been achieved on the first day stands achieved for the Enforcement Directorate.
Okay, so Tauseefur Rahman, so here's what the court has ordered today. Number one, it's issued notices to Ms. Mamata Banerjee, to the Bengal government, to the Bengal police. It has stayed as many as 4 FIRs that were filed by the Bengal police against ED officials. It has stayed all state government initiated proceedings against ED officials. It has also asked the Bengal cops to preserve the CCTV footage of that day, the 8th of January, to know exactly who was impeding the investigation or who was not. So if this is not a blow to the Bengal police, the fact that all the FIRs that they have filed has been stayed by the highest court of the land, then what is a body blow, asks Nalin Kohli. Mr. Rahman.
Good evening, Zaka, and good evening, Mr. Nalin Kohli. I mean, Zaka, see, the court proceeding is going on and the hearing is going on. And I was following the whole proceeding. I never heard that the judge is giving any tamacha to All India Trinamool Congress or using or quoting such back, Jack, this is a setback for Trinamool Congress. I've never heard. But anyways, the BJP can jump the gun. But the All India Trinamool Congress firmly believes in the rule of law and respect the constitutional institution. The party has full faith in the judiciary and will continue to place all facts before the court through the due legal process. Being precise, at the same time, the All India Trinamool Congress strongly condemns the Enforcement Directorate growing pattern of overreach, forum shopping, and politically motivated action. So, if I bring in your notice, like the important to mention, like the search started at 6:45, email is subsequently at 11:30. This was a way to cover up tracks, paper trail created. So again, the All India Trinamool Congress.
No, but if that's the case, Mr. Rahman, why did the court not pass any strictures on the ED or stop the ED's probe?
No,
the court has said the ED can continue investigating.
I cannot cross over the court. It's all right. The court has all the right because that's the Honorable Supreme Court and cannot go over the law. So, but this is what I'm saying, na. Trinamool Congress will not be intimidated by investigation agencies being misused to disrupt democratic process and target the opposition in parties. We stand firmly with the Chief Minister and the elected government of West Bengal and will continue to fight Zaka.
No. All that is fine. If as you claim it is anti-democratic, this is overreach of the agencies, the BJP is using the agencies to stifle democracy, so on and so forth. Why didn't the court say any of that today?
See, the court will take its own time. This is why they have asked to submit the affidavit and the hearing will be there on 3rd February. Picture abhi baki hai. Let's wait for 3rd February. So everything will be crystal clear. The case will go on. And I totally agree with Nalin Kohli that today is not the day that the judgment will pass on all of a sudden. So there is a proceeding, There is a hearing, whether the caveat is there, whether why the Panchnama is not matching with the ED, what they have submitted. So there are a lot of questions.
So one of the things that the court relied on today, Nalin Kohli, is the ED's contention that there was some kind of WhatsApp messaging doing the rounds by the Trinamool's legal cell asking for people to crowd at the Calcutta High Court. This was, I think, on the next day, the 9th of January, when the High Court adjourned the matter because it couldn't hear the matter because of the overcrowding that was happening. The ED's allegation has been that this was a bid to try and pressurize the High Court. The court even observed orally whether this was a bid to turn the court into Jantar Mantar. But it isn't a crime for a political party to ask its supporters to crowd outside court.
Outside court or inside court? There's a huge difference. Good evening to Tauseef Bhai also. I think, Zaka, for your viewers, let's, look at the entirety and then see what the court, Honorable Court, as in the Supreme Court, said today. The ED or the Enforcement Directorate goes to a private entity's office, residence, to raid them. on what the ED says is a trail related to coal scam and hawala money, etc. in cash. But it's a private entity, it's not a state government official. The Chief Minister of the state, that is Mamta ji, arrives there along with the senior police officers, including the DGP, and then she, as the elected state, she's not a police officer, she's after all the Chief Minister, the Home Minister of the state. She then leaves the place with documents. She's not the raiding party either. So it raises a question, and a very, very serious question, that if an investigative agency is doing its work, right or wrong is something that a court of law will decide if that challenge is there. Can the democratically elected chief minister, who's not part of the agency, go to a private person's place and then take papers and go? The Trinamool Congress,
no, her contention is, and the TMC's contention is that those files one second.
Yeah,
no, hear me out. Their contention is that those were files for the upcoming assembly elections, their candidate lists, their strengths and weaknesses, who they plan to field where, and that data the BJP was using the ED to retrieve from the TMC so that you can use this against the TMC in the upcoming elections.
So with respect to you, Zaka, if you had not interrupted me, I would have said the identical thing. Because as an advocate, in fairness, I'm going to put across what the Trinamool Congress's point of view is. I was only giving you the complete scenario, so we are on the same page. I'm just saying this is their stand. Now, the matter goes to court. The Trinamool Congress wants the matter to be heard in Calcutta High Court because that's what they argued today before the Supreme Court. Then why not the High Court? What the Solicitor General, Mr. Tushar Mehta, has shown before the court is that there are WhatsApp messages from the legal cell of the Trinamool Congress asking their supporters to crowd the court. What happens outside the court is separate. What happens inside the court and disrupts the hearing is a separate issue altogether. And the Honorable Supreme Court saw credibility in that and therefore said, we will hear the matter here. So that's a second aspect, not just that the FIR has been stayed, not just that the police can't proceed on it, the CCTV has been asked, more importantly, the plea of the West Bengal government that please let the High Court hear it rather than it be heard at the Supreme Court has not been accepted.
Okay, so Tausif, respond to that. The court has accepted this contention by the ED that this was deliberately, sort of the proceedings in the High Court were deliberately obstructed by the TMC by excessive crowding. As a result, it became impossible for the judge to hear the matter and the High Court had to adjourn the matter. And they have used that to say that let the proceedings happen in front of the Supreme Court, not in front of the High Court. Isn't that a blow to you, Tausif?
I don't believe such words, blow or setback whatsoever. I repeat myself. But according to Nalin Kohli ji, we are talking about ED. And how do you want me to trust any words coming from ED or the judge or the, the learned lawyer who's working for ED? I mean, see, don't they trust the Calcutta High Court? This case should have discussed at the Honorable High Court is competent or incompetent. And we obviously believe the court competency is there. But end of the day...
No, but you didn't allow the court to hear the matter in a peaceful manner.
How are we supposed to do that?
That's the point.
Do we have the audacity to stop the procedures or the proceedings of the court? And according to the WhatsApp chat, is there written कि आप ये पूरा court का proceeding को घेराव कर लेना? So is that the same protest? The chat matches with that protest that today is the 9th or today is the 12th of January that you have go and do the घेराव outside the High Court. The problem is the ED and the lawyers, they don't want to do the proceeding in the High Court because they think, according to BJP, the High Court competency and incompetency.
Final word.
That's
again,
not coming
there
from
is
my
nothing
side.
from whatever I've seen, and there are multiple Supreme Court orders where it has been told to news channels and publications that you cannot show WhatsApp chats. You can paraphrase them, so I don't want to use the exact words of what was used in that WhatsApp chats. From whatever I've seen, there is nothing that seems to suggest any kind of incitement to violence.
No. So there are three things. First of all, I must clarify what Tausif Bhai is saying. This is not about the respect of the Kolkata High Court or not having trust on it. This is about the fact that what happened in Kolkata High Court on the first day led to the judge literally leaving the court because of the unruly scene there. So therefore, I am not speaking on the basis of WhatsApp chats alone. I'm talking on what actually happened in the court. The WhatsApp was corroborative of the incident which took place, as a result of which the judge decided to move out of the court and said, I can't hear it today. So I think that is the important point to be made. The rest is, we are now in the Supreme Court, and obviously everyone has to abide by what the Honorable Supreme Court would do. And the bench of Justice Prashant, Mishra and Justice Pancholi today has heard the matter. They have stayed it. Now obviously the pleadings will be complete. There will be several rounds of arguments, and we will all await the final judgment.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. We'll await the final judgment of the Supreme Court. We'll leave it at that for the moment. Thank you very much, Nalin Kohli and Tausifur Rahman, for joining us. But I suspect, even as this matter is being heard legally in the courts of law, this will also become a big political sort of talking point, both for the BJP and for the Trinamool, as campaign season gets underway there in Bengal.